In this video, I'm going to show you how to take an exam or quiz on the D2L site. In the upper portion of the D2L screen, you're going to see a toolbar with a bunch of links. If you click the quizzes link, it'll bring you to a list of possible quizzes that you could take. So as of today, there isn't any actual quiz or exam that you could take. There is the example quiz that I'm showing you in this video, but this quiz you could also take yourself. So I suggest before actually attempting to take a real quiz or a real exam in this earth science course that you try to take this example quiz just to familiarize yourself with the quiz tool. And you can take this one as many times as you want. It's not linked to any score in the grade book. It's just here for you to give a quiz or an exam a try. So what you're going to do is you're going to click the link here. So for example, when it's time to take quiz 1 or exam 1, they'll show up in your list. They're going to only show up on the actual day that they become available. So as of right now, there's only this one example quiz that's available. So when you click that, you're going to get a screen that looks like this. Now, because I'm viewing as a student, this isn't exactly what yours is going to look like. You're actually going to have a little link down here. It's going to be a button that you're going to click to take the quiz. So I'm just going to pop out of my view really quick, because then I could go to quizzes. Oop, I click grades instead. If I go to quizzes, you're going to see these are the things that are going to pop up on these specific dates. But I'm going to go ahead and click preview. So this is not what you're going to do. You're just going to click the actual link, but I have to hit preview to actually give this thing a try. So here you go. You're going to see that it gives you the current time, your user, how much time you're allowed. So I have this set for 100 minutes, just like your actual quizzes would be. And the amount of attempts on this is unlimited. So for a quiz, you're going to see the number 5 here. For an exam, you're going to see a number 1, and it'll tell you how many times you complete it. It talks about restrictions and different things because I'm here as an instructor doing this. So you would hit Start Quiz, and you're going to see that it's going to warn you that it could take a few minutes to actually load up your quiz. In my experience, it hasn't taken very long. Okay, so here you go. Here's what the quiz tool looks like. You're going to see that it gives you the time limit over here. And right next to it, it shows you how much time is left, and it kind of counts down to show you how much time you have to have left. I will also tell you this: there is a built-in 5-minute grace period, so you really have 105 minutes to do this quiz. But I suggest that if you're studying correctly for this class, that you're going to finish this quiz or an exam well under the time limit. So remember, for quizzes, there is actually not going to be a countdown timer because you have unlimited time to do that in the date span that's shown on the schedule and the syllabus. But for an exam, you will see this countdown, and it tells you what attempt that you're on. All right, on the left-hand side, it's going to tell you how many questions there are there. So for example, for an exam, you're going to see 0 out of 85 questions saved. 82 of those questions will be multiple choice or true and false, and 3 of those will be a free response question requiring you to write out an answer. And you're going to see these page 1, page 2. These are the exam or quiz pages that I mentioned in the syllabus. And you're going to see that I have this set up just like an exam would be set up. There's going to be 5 questions per page. And it tells you the status of each question. So right now, this looks like a little disc with a green arrow. That means you have an unsaved response. It means you haven't answered the question yet. And then if that disc turns blue, that means that you have answered that question and saved the response. That doesn't mean that you've progressed through a quiz page. Okay? Now, there's a little note here. It says it's recommended that you save your response as you complete each question. So I'm just going to go through these. These are some questions from a chapter that we're not covering, so I don't think I'm giving you any answers here. So something is the principal gas in the Venusian atmosphere and also a minor component of the atmosphere of Earth and Mars. So I believe that's methane. So I click methane, and notice nothing changes over here for my little diskette. I have to actually hit the save button, and what that'll do is that'll turn the diskette blue. Now that doesn't prohibit you from changing this answer as long as you stay on the current quiz page. So I can just go down here. I'm just going to click some answers here. All right, now notice I could click answers without saving them. It's only after I hit save does the little diskette change in blue. But look at what I could do. It allows you to go and change your answer as long as you're staying on that specific quiz page. So I'm going to put that back to methane and hit save. Now notice I only saved questions 1 and 2, but did not save 3, 4, and 5. I suggest that you hit save after every question just to be safe. But if you hit next page, it's going to give you a warning. If you move on to the next page, you will not be able to come back, which means you will never see these 5 questions again. So are you sure? I'm going to hit yes. Now notice, when I went to that next page, right, it saved 1, 2, 4, and 5, but I never actually clicked an answer for 3. So I'm not going to get credit for that question. All right. So I'm on the next quiz page. Notice that there's no way to go back to questions 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So I'm just going to click some answers here. Pluto is now a dwarf planet. Let's see. That's probably not right. Okay. So I didn't save any of those, but I'm going to go ahead and click next page. You could also save all responses, which doesn't send you to the next page. It just automatically saves all of them. So then you hit next page. And again, it's going to give you a warning that you can't come back every time. So notice it's waiting, so you have to be patient with this. All right, so I finished the first 2 pages, which are all objective-based, multiple choice or true and false questions. Now I'm on to a short written response. So notice I have that on 1 page. That'll be the case on the exams as well. The written response questions will be simply on 1 page. So I'm just going to type anything in. So you could just put in, whatever your free response is for that. Again, hit save. It'll give you the little blue diskette saying it's saved. And then the only thing to do once you finish all of the quiz pages or exam pages is to go to submit quiz. So you're going to want to make sure that these things are blue before you go on to the next page. And it'll give you a warning. Will submit your quiz. You will not be able to change your responses. You click yes. And then again, it gives you another, are you sure you want to do this? And then you hit submit quiz. Yes, submit quiz. So, it really gives you all the opportunities. Now I want to point something out. So it says attempt score 2 out of 15. So in this example, I made each multiple choice question worth 1 point and the free response worth 5 points. It is automatically going to grade the multiple choice or true and false questions. So I got 2 out of 10 of those correct. So it's actually giving you your score, what that would be, because the written response right now is ungraded. So I have to go in and grade those manually. So when you see your attempt score here, you're never going to see on an exam. On an exam, you're never going to see a grade greater than an 82 after you submit an exam because there's only 82 objective-based questions. Only after I grade the written response questions will your grade be updated in the grade book to be out of 100%. So if you go and take your exam, let's say you saw a 75 there and you're like, oh my gosh, I got a 75 on that exam. That's going to be 75 out of 82. That's not going to include the scores on the written response questions because I have to do those manually. Okay? And then you would just hit done. And then that's going to end your quiz, and it'll tell you your attempt, and that'll be that. And that's how you take a quiz on D2L. Again, I'm going to suggest that, your view, if I switch this and you go to quizzes, you're always going to have this example quiz to try and take on your own. And you can do this as many times as you want to make sure that you familiarize yourself with the quiz tool. And there's also a link on the syllabus that'll take you to a YouTube site that has videos on how to do everything on D2L. So there's a link on the syllabus, and there's going to be another sample video which shows you how to take a quiz. But I think just messing around with this one yourself will make your life a whole lot easier.